If my daughters want to come in this industry, I will help them. I'll pull the whole nepotism card. मैं जिन को जानती हूँ मैं उनके घर पहुँच जाऊँगी कि look and help my daughter. I cannot be married to an actor, who is supposed to be a girlfriend on screen, boyfriend on screen. Ek attachment, it's just an attachment that happens. And let's not call it an affair, extramarital affair. It's just human connection. People like Kangana, people like Deepika, people like Alia pulling crowd and box offices because of them. People are coming to see a Deepika, then Deepika has a right to ask for the pay. Even from Phool Aur Kaante, Ajay was always known as a very good actor. So he was never considered like a poor actor, bad actor who's improved over time. He was always a good actor who's only gotten better.
Remember the beautiful actress with those expressive eyes and innocent smile? Yes, today we have with us Madhoo. Welcome to ETimes, Madhoo.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
You said, I'm very fine, thank you. You said, what did you say? Beautiful eyes and innocent smile?
Yes.
So,
like, do you remember any fan coming to you and asking for an autograph? पहले के ज़माने में होता था. These days people take selfies. Yeah. So any such memory you have or any fan that made you feel very happy and at the same time a fan who has made you feel very embarrassed?
Firstly, the way I look at fans from back in the day and now, it's very different. And I think that is because me as a person in my life have changed and evolved a lot. Back in the day, I felt it was my birthright that fans come and take pictures with me or make a request to take pictures or autograph. I said, it's, I've done films, I'm famous, I'm a star. So log to aayenge na. That was my attitude. And back in the day, I felt happy I would give them if I felt. If not, I would be like, oh, Joe, leave me alone. But now, because I was out of the industry for many, many years, I've not entertained. But even then, I've just started working again actively. But for the longest time, I was just away from the lights and all that. But even then, when people came to me at the airport or at a shopping mall, anywhere in a public space, when they recognized me and came to me to take a picture, I realized that they are remembering me from 30 years ago, from some work which I did 30 years ago. And in an industry, in a world where we say that people have very short memory, week to week memory and all that, there people have remembered me from the 90s in spite of me not being in the limelight. And if people are so whoever comes to take a photograph or an autograph, I feel so blessed. I feel they're doing me a favor. So I get up from my chair, I will go out of the way to give them a photo or an autograph because I feel it is such a blessing. It is such a divine blessing that people see you, they remember your face and they want a picture with you. I look at it as a blessing.
Yes.
You asked me if any fan has embarrassed me.
Yeah.
Yes, people do embarrass you. I'm very awkward with unruly mob situation, and I've got I feel very uncomfortable and awkward if there are tall men. I know tall men does not mean anything. It just means that boys are grown tall. But when I see a group of tall men surrounding me, I get very uncomfortable. And yeah, that makes me uncomfortable, that makes me awkward, that makes me nervous, and that makes me embarrassed also.
Born as Padma Malini, was Madhoo inclined towards acting since childhood?
Padma Malini is a name given to me in my naming ceremony, because my family has always, the kind of South Indian religious family, with a lot of shlokas and mantras and Gayatri mantras and all that. So Padma Malini is one of the names from Lakshmi Sahasranamam, and I was automatically named as Lakshmi, Padma and all that. But I was raised in Delhi, amongst all the North Indians, Punjabi, in a very Punjabi community and society. And there, the name Padma just didn't sit well. And I remember in that area, Karol Bagh, there was one lovely young lady, we used to call her Uma Didi. She used to say, "Arey, aa gayi, Madhu aa gayi." I used to be this little tot running around playing, all the time playing. "Arey, aa gayi, oh Madhu dekh aa gayi, dekh Madhu si aa gayi." So the way she started calling, "Hey Madhu, Madhuri, idhar aa, Madhuri, idhar aa, Madhu aa gayi." एकदम प्यारी है, मधु जैसी है. That name caught on to in the whole society. Then everybody started saying, "Oh, कहाँ है वो मधु, कहाँ है मधु, कहाँ है?" So people stopped calling me Padma, and my father must have realized, I never had a chance to ask him, but he named me Padma. But when he registered me in school, he called me Madhu.
Oh.
So I literally feel sometimes, now I have become a person of signs. मैं हर चीज में साइन देखती हूँ. तो मैं हमेशा ये कहती हूँ कि मेरा नाम पब्लिक का दिया हुआ है. Madhu is a name given to me by some people calling me Madhu, और वो नाम पड़ गया. So I'm meant to be in the public domain. That is why I never use, as an artist, I never used my father's name, which was Madhu Raghunathan, my surname. And I married to a Shah, I'm Madhu Shah. But in my credit, like film credit role, I always tell my people, I am Madhu. वो नाम मुझे लोगों से दिया हुआ है और उसी नाम से मैं जानी जाऊंगी. I don't want, like Shah and Raghunathan is my family, but that's it. Like as an artist, as a performer, I am Madhu.
Yes. Coming to your films, first film is always special. Like every first thing we do in life is always special. So your debut film, Phool Aur Kaante, that was also special for you. It was one of the blockbusters in Bollywood with all the blockbuster songs. So two questions I have. One is how you got the role, and the second, do you feel lucky to get such a platform, like such a film as your debut film? Because aajkal there are very few actors who get chance, like who get such a good film as their debut.
Yeah.
So,
two things I would like to say. हम हर वो फर्स्ट चीज को स्पेशली याद रखते हैं जो हमारे लिए पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट लेके आती हो. अगर वही फर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस टेरिबल हो, if it's a bad experience, then we want to wipe it off our memory slate so that we can move on. So it's not that people remember all their first. They remember all their first if it is beautiful. And for me, Phool Aur Kaante was a beautiful experience to start my journey. And because it was such a huge hit, it's a blockbuster, I'm not ashamed to remember it. अगर वो अच्छी नहीं होती, फ्लॉप होती या कोई भी नेगेटिव होता, I wouldn't be proud to remember. If it was my truth, it was my truth. But I wouldn't be doing, लोगों के सामने मैं ऐलान नहीं करती कि ये मेरी पहली फिल्म थी, ये मेरी. But because it has such a beautiful outcome, I'm very proud. But more than proud, I am blessed and privileged to be a part of it. Now you asking me if such a big opening was, you see, we are talking about it as a blockbuster launch only because the film was a blockbuster. But if you go by just the people involved in it, every one of us we were all first timers, from the producer, from the director, from the co-actor, and I had no idea. At a time when Yash Chopra ji, Subhash Ghai ji, they were all, called the doyens of the industry. Like unki film was called Magna. But this was not a Magna production it became a Magna production because people put heart and soul and money. Dinesh ji put lots of money in it, and the picture became such a big hit. It's called a big launch. Otherwise, it was not. It was just a great launch for me, only because I wanted to see myself on the big screen and I got an opportunity. That itself is lucky. So today, I look at life, every aspect of life very differently. Flop or hit is secondary. What is my basic dream? My basic dream is to be an artist and to present myself in front of the audience, to get to work and to be out there in OTT and the theatre itself is like my dream is being fulfilled. If it becomes the hugest crowd favorite, if it becomes a hit, then that is like cherry on the cake. But for me to get an opportunity, how you said correctly, everybody comes to Bombay, har koi Bombay, they come to become a hero. They don't get an opportunity. Hit and flop is a secondary thing. You don't get an opportunity. I have always been blessed and privileged that I've always had the opportunity. My second greatest privilege is that those opportunities have also become crowd favorites.
And how this role happened to you?
It's very strange. It happened because I'm going back 30 years.
Yes.
Yeah, 1990 की बात है. I had finished my education that year, and my father and I was sitting at home. I finished everything, and my father had this thing, that you have to start working or you have to start studying more. Otherwise, I'll get you married. Because my father did not allow khali baithna, it's waster's life. He says, I will not allow idle mind. Either you start working or you start studying, become a doctor, become an engineer, or if nothing, I'll get you married. And I didn't want to get married, for sure. I didn't want to study, for sure. So बड़े मुश्किल से मैंने अपनी ग्रेजुएशन ख़त्म की कि वो that was my father's rule कि ये ख़त्म करो. So what was remaining was work. I started typing to become a steno, and I started working towards becoming a receptionist in a 5-star hotel, because those are the things I thought I could do. Then I even went and gave interviews in airline to become an air hostess in Cathay and Air India, I think. Cathay, I think, mostly. And एक दो लेवल मैंने पास भी किया था वो इंटरव्यू वाला, नहीं इंटरव्यू नहीं, रिटन वाला. इंटरव्यू में मुझे पता था कि मुझे नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज आई रिमेंबर दिस क्वेश्चन दे आस्क्ड मी, व्हाई डू यू वांट टू बिकम एन एयर होस्टेस? सो आई सेड, वेल एक्चुअली माय ड्रीम इज टू बी एन एक्ट्रेस, बट बिकॉज आई स्टिल हैवंट गॉट द अपॉर्चुनिटी, आई वांट टू बी अ एयर होस्टेस. आई न्यू वो मैं बोल के बाहर है, मुझे मालूम था कि ये मुझे नहीं मिलना. सो थिंग्स लाइक दैट हैव हैपेंड. एंड so to answer how I got, so this was my situation in the home, कि desperation कि काम मिल जाए so that I can wait, because my father's thing was like this. And one day I was playing carom board. This Phool Aur Kaante is definitely, I'll never forget the carom board situation. I was playing carom board with my brother and some friends, and in those days those phone वो होता था,
Receiver and
वो वाला फोन था जो मेरे पीछे टेबल पे था. तो फोन जब रिंग हुआ, मैंने अपने उल्टे पीछे हाथ से, लाइक आई एम कॉन्सेंट्रेटिंग ऑन द बोर्ड, मैंने ऐसे फोन उठाया. एंड ही सेड, द वॉइस ऑन द अदर एंड सेड, आई एम कुकू कोहली स्पीकिंग, आई एम डायरेक्टिंग दिस फिल्म, एंड आई वांट यू, आर यू मधु? आई सेड, या, आई वांट यू टू बी इन द मेन लीड. बट इतने में मेरा शॉट आ गया. तो मैं उनको बोल रही हूँ, या ओके, टॉक टू माई फादर. माई फादर वॉज लिविंग इन द अदर, सिटिंग इन द अदर रूम. So I yell out to him, Appa, there's a phone, take it. And I put the phone down. My father talks. He finds out. And next thing I know, I'm doing the film. Later I found out that there was already an actress who probably shot a little bit, and whatever happened was not continuing in the film. 60% or 40% of film was already shot. I don't know who Ajay Devgn was. I don't know. But for me, if I work in this film, my father will get off my back, and I will get to start acting. So this is how, and my attitude toward that movie was, कि shot आ गया और मैंने बोला बात करो आप, क्या है देखो.
Like you said, you didn't know who Ajay Devgn was. You both started together, like you both were newbies in the film. What were the discussions you generally had on the set then?
नो, अजय वॉज अ वेरी उनकी पूरी टीम थी साथ में. जैसे फाइट मास्टर वीरू जी थे, और पूरी फिल्म फाइट पे बेस्ड थी. सो ही हैड ऑल हिज दोस फाइटर्स एंड फाइट मास्टर. ही मस्ट हैव बीन ट्रेनिंग. सो ही हैड अ वेरी नाइस ग्रुप ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज इट वाज बेसिकली वीरू जी सपोर्टिंग अजय एंड द फिल्म एंड ऑल दैट. So he was not like a nervous newcomer. And for some reason, I also don't remember myself as a nervous newcomer. Maybe because it was Ajay, I never felt nervous. अगर सामने से उस वक्त में गोविंदा या अनिल कपूर या ऋषि कपूर या कोई ऐसे established actor होते, तो शायद I would be like nervous as a newcomer. But because Ajay, and he is from Mitibai College. And I'm from Mitibai, and very Bombay, very Juhu vibe. And Veeru ji मेरे पापा के दोस्त रहे थे, जू बीच पे मिलना. So I just felt कि चलो यार दोस्त मिले हुए हैं और एक दो सीन बीच बीच में कर लेंगे. I never got nervous, and I think that worked in my favor, because I do get nervous. Sometimes the mind plays tricks, and if I see somebody, that's why there have been moments when I've become nervous. But what has worked in my favor is that all the movies where I've been where I have been successful in my movie and the movie has been a hit, those are the movies I was never nervous. I was not nervous working with Akshay, Sunil, Ajay. I was not nervous working in the South. Even though I was working with big actors and big directors, I never got nervous because my desire was to work only in Hindi films. South Indian films happened to me. Tamil films happened to me by luck. And I did it to keep myself busy. My dream was, like, all my life I've only born and raised in Mumbai. So and I saw Hema ji being a Bollywood actress. So I never thought I could be a Tamil actress because I don't know the language also, proper Tamil. I always thought Bombay is the place. But when Tamil movies came to me, I realized much later that I got really big Tamil movies. Like Yash Chopra of the South Indian industry, like K. Balchandar sir, Mani Ratnam sir, Mammootty sir, Raghavendra Rao sir. They were all like doyens, In Hindi, I worked with new people. Everybody was new. But in the South, everybody was like really established. But both the places, I never got nervous. In Hindi, I never got nervous because I never felt the performance pressure because it was Ajay and Sunil and Akshay, all friends, friend-like atmosphere. In the South, I never got pressure of performance because I said, what will happen if they don't like me? I won't work. Anyway, I want to be in Hindi. Why? So there was no pressure. And that is why I think the greatest gift an artist can have is the confidence. Because the minute you get nervous, I think you become self-conscious. And the minute you get self-conscious, you can never be your best. So there have been moments when I've experienced doubt, loss of confidence, and I know my performance has suffered. Where I felt khulla, I have shined.
You spoke about Akshay Kumar, Ajay Devgn, Sunil Shetty. Are you in touch with them even today?
No, when I left the industry, I kind of left the industry. I didn't want to be in touch with anybody. I was very into my family and my bachas and all of that. So I didn't want to be in touch with the film world. And then when my children were born and they became a little bit older, I started moving around, attending parties. I became social. There I meet everybody. And I started meeting everybody here and there, in this award function, in that award function. I started meeting. But as friends, I've not been in touch with anybody. As friends, I've been in touch with some of my South Indian co-stars. I don't know why. I had better connect with them as a relationship, so I've been in touch with them.
Have you seen Ajay Devgn's Drishyam?
I don't like to see horror suspense movie. I know it's a big hit and Tabu has done fabulously well. And they say the second is even better than the first. I know everything, but I haven't seen it because I just don't like that murder and the nervousness. Tell me why. Why did you ask me?
I asked you this question because in Phool Aur Kaante, he played Ajay Sargaonkar. And in Drishyam, he played Vijay Sargaonkar. So, yes. So, that is the connection. And how you see Ajay Devgn as a co-actor, how has he improved over the years?
Okay. Firstly, people improve if you are in a skill constantly, if you're performing, constantly one improves. Practice definitely does make someone better, more comfortable. The more comfortable you get, you do perform well. But also there is another flip side. Sometimes when you're very comfortable, you don't push the envelope. You don't push your boundaries. You kind of get stuck. Both things can happen. But I think Ajay is phenomenal because he started off as an action hero, then he became an emotional hero somewhere. There were movies with Mahesh Bhatt Saab and all he did. Then he did that love story, romantic love story with Aishwarya Rai, which was Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. And then he did comedy, the whole line of that, what is that, Golmaal comedy. And, he does the main role, then he does cameos. He's somebody who's constantly working, and he's put himself in every role. And the thing is, even from the first film, even from Phool Aur Kaante, Ajay was always known as a very good actor. He had that very intense eyes. He was very good in doing those intense roles. And so he was never considered like a poor actor, bad actor who's improved over time. He was always a good actor who's only gotten better. And what has gotten better is his persona. He's very comfortable. And what I really like about him is that I don't see him in any kind of race. I've never seen him promoting himself, self-promoting. His movie speaks for him, and the movies do well, he does well. Movies don't do well, he's quiet about it. I've never seen him come out and do too much. In a strange sort of way, I kind of like that.
Do you feel in the film industry, male actors have this extra advantage as compared to the female actors? Like they don't have to sacrifice their career for their personal life.
That is not just in this industry, I think that is just the way of the world. I know that today all women force is fighting against that in every field, whether it is corporate, cinema, everywhere. Even in the teachers' strikes, the women teachers, lady teachers are fighting for equal pay. So that's just everywhere. We are fighting for our equality and rights. But I am somebody, I don't know whether it is good or bad, you please tell me. I'm somebody who just accepts the ways of life. Ye hai to hai bhai, like that. So I don't get into many conflict. I always knew that this is a kind of a man's world. Maybe I wanted to change. Today, especially because being a mother of 2 girls, I wanted to change. I don't want my girls to grow up as secondary to someone. And I also have an opinion that wanting your equal place does not mean that you become better than a man in a man's job. We have a role as a nurturer. The female has a role and the man has a role. Let's play our roles correctly, complement each other, not to try to say, okay, I am better than you. So these are very different subjects to talk on. But talking about it's a man's industry, man's world, I always knew it. I never thought of questioning it. I never said that why I should not get equal pay. I'm the heroine of the film especially funnily in my time, when I saw that I just wanted to be on screen, that itself I took it as a gift. तो उसके बाद और क्या लड़ाई करनी, ये chance मिल गया मुझे अपने आप को screen पे देखने के लिए, तो that itself I took it like a big gift. So I never fought for anything after that. And second of all, I entered at a time when there were action movies being made. So all action, I had few scenes and few songs. I always thought that the movie is carried by the heroes. They are fighting, they are rescuing, they are romancing, they are doing everything. तो ठीक है ना यार, तुम ज़्यादा कर रहे हो, ज़्यादा पैसे ले लो, और पिक्चर हिट भी होती है तो बोलते हैं अजय देवगन की वजह से हिट हो गई. So अगर फ्लॉप भी हो गई तो बोलते हैं वो नहीं चला, हम तो चलते रहे. I kept on doing. My market never went away with a hit or a flop. I was busy for 10 years, round the clock I worked. Some of them became a hit and they said, wow, that was a movie, it was a great hit. अक्षय एंड मधु, अजय एंड मधु. अगर फ्लॉप हो गई यार, अक्षय की फिल्म फ्लॉप हो गई यार, अजय की फिल्म फ्लॉप हो गई यार, किसी ने मुझे उस चीज के लिए डिस्क्रेडिट भी नहीं किया. सो आई हैव नेवर क्वेश्चन, और आज भी मैं उस चीज को क्वेश्चन नहीं करती. बट हैट्स ऑफ टू ऑल द गर्ल्स हु ब्रॉट दिस टू द फोर. एंड टुडे पीपल लाइक कंगना, पीपल लाइक दीपिका, पीपल लाइक आलिया आर एक्चुअली pulling crowd and box offices because of them. So definitely they should, if people are coming to see a Deepika, then Deepika has a right to ask for the pay. In my time, in the movies that I worked, people didn't come to see just Madhu. People came to see Madhu and Ajay, Madhu and X, Madhu and Y. So I accepted that. I never questioned that, and I just went along with it. This is the truth.
Have your approach towards acting changed over the time, or it is the same Madhu that we saw in Roja and Phool Aur Kaante?
अरे नहीं यार, सेम मधु होती तो नहीं चलती आज. पूरा एक्टिंग चेंज हो गया है, लाइफ चेंज हो गई है. I'll tell you one thing. In 2012 or 13, I did a movie when my children were still in school. And I could do that movie because the whole movie was shot in Bombay. It was called Love You Mr. Kalakar. Rajshri Productions, and Tushar and Amrita Rao, were lead actors, and myself, and I was in it. So when the film released, my children, they were in Cathedral School, they took their friends and they went to Inox Cinema to watch the film. My daughter comes and tells me, Mama, you're so old fashioned. And us time pe Priyanka ki nahi, I think Krish and all had started coming. Preeti Zinta was giving very good movies. They were all big fans of Preeti Zinta, Priyanka, all that. Meri film aayi, bolte, Mama, you're so old fashioned in your. It was a shock to me that my children come home and tell me that you're very old fashioned as an actor, because all the time I thought I'm a great actor. Like Ajay, from my first movie, Phool Aur Kaante, and in Tamil, Aragan, and everyone talks about Roja till today, one thing is established is Madhoo is a good actor. Now, after a gap, you do a film and your own child tells you you're old fashioned. That was a wake up call for me. After that, I knew that I cannot do the same thing. I cannot perform in the same way. Even though feeling for an actor is the same, whether you do OTT or whether you're doing cinema, theatre, whether you're doing Tamil films, Telugu films, Hindi films, actor is acting. It's the same. The feeling is the same. But the projection, how you project your feeling, has changed. And definitely, my children keep me very contemporary. My children keep me very relevant. When they like my performance, then I know I'm par with Bella Hadid, Deepika Padukone, Alia Bhatt, whoever they love. If they like me, then I have to be there because they are liking something that Deepika is doing. You know, what is it that Deepika is doing? They're big fans. I'm a big fan of Deepika. Now, so I have to keep myself relevant and contemporary, and for that, learning is not the thing, it's the unlearning which is very important. Because when you're new coming into an industry, you learn the skill. But when you're re-entering and reinventing, there are a lot of things you can't just relearn, you have to unlearn. पुरानी चीजें ड्रॉप करो तो नई चीजें अडॉप्ट कर सकती हो, and I've understood that.
Do you think it is necessary to be in the limelight always? As we say, out of sight is out of mind. So
I am also very confused about this because I get a lot of advice that you have to attend that, you have to call a press media, you have to do this, यहाँ पे नजर आनी चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए. So, and there are times when I'm very happy to do that. Because I like being out there, I like meeting people, I like new people. There are many things I like, but there are days when I don't feel like doing, when I feel I have got to do this. So that's always a confusion and a battle in my mind. But having said that, if your work speaks for you, then you don't have to do many other things. If you've got a movie that's talking for you, wow, what a performance, how she looks, then you really don't have to do many other things. But if you haven't hit that, then there are many things you have to do to keep yourself in people's minds.
in one of your interviews, you said that you had cried all night when you had already shot for a film for 4 days, and then you got to know that you have been rejected from the film. So, can you tell us something about it?
This was even before I started my career.
Okay.
That time, that seemed like the greatest pain in my life. For a very young girl to be chosen, selected, and then dropped unceremoniously without even telling her. It must have been the saddest day of that little girl's life at that point. But where I am today, I look at that as a lovely blessing on a lovely journey of life. Because of that event, it arose something in me. It brought in something out of me where I said, अब मैं ये करके दिखाऊंगी. Before that, I was very nervous. I went around asking people, कि are you sure मैं acting कर सकती हूँ? Are you sure मैं actress बन सकती हूँ? I remember asking Mahesh Bhatt uncle. He was my father's director. My father made 2 movies, Avargi and Marg, and Mahesh ji was the director. So I used to go on the sets all the time. So when I was chosen to perform in that movie, I was so scared that they've chosen me to be the main lead of this film. So can I go and tell my school, college friends, वो लोग हंसेंगे? Because I never thought I have it in me to be an actress. I have a dream. I had a dream, but I didn't think I had what it takes to be an actress. And that's why I think life happens. Somebody saw me and chose me for his film. And then I had the courage to say yes. But after I said yes, I went and asked Mahesh uncle, do you think I can be an actress? I'll never forget. I'm sure Mr. Mahesh Bhatt doesn't remember this conversation, but that little girl, how he touched her heart, cannot forget even today. I asked him in a night shooting on the Marg sets. I was sitting next to him. So he said, so, you've signed a movie? I said, yes, uncle, but do you think I can be an actress? He said, you cannot ask that. You are an actress. You are going to be an actress. That is why you've said yes. That is why you're. After today, you're never going to ask, can I be one? You have to become one. You have to be one. Or, you know, how he talks. That was his style. And he says, no doubt you're an actress. You're going to be an actress. You've signed this movie. Don't have these doubts. And I carried that lovely thought, and I went next day to college, and I announced it to all my friends. Hey, I signed this movie, and I'm all that. And then imagine to be dropped after 2 or 3 days, you know, and said that is ladki ko to, you know, nahi actress ban sakti hai, whatever, and he dropped me. How that girl, how will she face? But that was the event that gave birth to a girl that said, whether this girl is not tall, not short, not fat, not thin, not fair, not fluent in Hindi, कुछ भी हो जाए, acting तो मैं करूँगी और actor बन के दिखाऊँगी. And that spirit carried me through all the other shortcomings of my life. I never after that said to myself, I'm not very pretty, so I can't be an actor. I'm not very fluent in Hindi, so I can't be a Bollywood actor. I'm not this, I never saw the flaw. The flaw never stood in my way because the fire and the decision कि अब मैं करके दिखाऊँगी. And that attitude I attributed to that rejection. So in a way, because of that, I am where I am, because it gave me the courage to move. Otherwise, life can be very daunting for a young person. You always see yourself not good enough and it can just दबा देती. पर उस experience के वजह से मैं अपने आप को दमने नहीं दी. I was always on the move.
Superb, superb. Any such other projects you faced, or this was the one project, like this was the only project you faced such thing? Like any project you rejected, maybe you put down?
Yeah. In those days I was very busy, right? So there were quite a few Hindi offers I could not carry forward because I was busy in Tamil. Then there was quite a few Tamil offers I could not carry forward because I was doing a Hindi movie. In fact, because I was focused in 5 places, Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, because I was working in 5, I never did more in one. I was like scattered, and no regrets, because I just had a wonderful journey. In all the states, I have 1 or 2 iconic films that after 30 years, like a Roja, like a Phool Aur Kaante, after 30 years, the songs are still playing. People still remember me on the streets for that movie. Like that in all the states. In Malayalam I have Yodha and Nilgiri. In Telugu I have Allari Priyadu. In Kannada I have Annaya. In Hindi, Phool Aur Kaante and Pehchan and Roja, because it released in Hindi. So in all the states I have 1 or 2 iconic films that's kept me afloat even when I have not worked. So I have no regrets. But talking about rejecting movies, I have made some decisions when Bazigar is one such film. Venus film, Bazigar had come to me. Like I say, no regrets. I don't want anything to change. But talking about a very famous movie with Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol, I was offered Shilpa's role. And I don't know, I didn't do it, and I didn't do it. It was the biggest hit.
Yeah. So any regret?
I won't regret it, because I may not have done Bazigar because I may have been busy. I don't know what I was doing at that time, I can't remember. But maybe I was doing Annaya, maybe I was doing Allari Priyadu, I don't know, maybe I was doing Vaname. There must have been a reason why I could not have done this at that point, and therefore nothing. I don't want to negate and erase any experience or my decisions of my life, because today I'm a very proud person, and I'm only proud today because of all those wrong decisions, right decisions, failures, flops, success. Every second of those moments have made this moment for me. And this moment I'm extremely calm, peaceful, happy and proud of myself. So no regrets at all.
Back then, you faced this bad experience. It was also unprofessional. Has the industry changed now? Has it become more professional, or it is the same old one?
You see, back in the day, I was so angry. I was so furious कि ये हुआ. After Roja, when I was acknowledged as a good actor, I wanted to rub it on all those faces. तुमको लगा मैं अच्छी actor नहीं हूँ? Today, look at me. But I refrained from doing that. But that was my, that was that young girl, I'll show you, I made it, I'll show you. That was like I was on a fire, I was a fire girl. Today I feel यार ये इंडस्ट्री ऐसी है, they are not my fathers, they are not my brothers or father in law, वो मेरे लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहे. अगर वो मुझे रिजेक्ट भी करते हैं, वो it's not personal. It is, अगर मैं चल जाऊंगी तो वो सब मुझे लेंगे, अगर मैं नहीं चलती हूँ तो नहीं लेंगे. There's nothing personal. That's the way the life works. That's the way the world works. So today, when I'm looking forward to a nice movie and it doesn't come my way and it goes someone else's way, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll keep that in mind. कल देखना. What is that? अपना time आएगा. And that is my mantra. Time always is the king. Time rules. When time is good, everybody smiles. Even when you're praising me for my work in Roja, but I'll tell you something today. Roja was mostly shot in all odd hours, middle of the night, middle of the morning. I was always half asleep, half tired, and some of the scenes that go by, legendary epic scenes. Oh, what an expression! What a performance! मैं तो नींद में थी. And there have been movies where I said, wow, what a role, I must work for this role, and वो picture के बारे में कोई किसी को जानता भी नहीं है. So at the end of the day, what works and what doesn't work, we don't know, right? We just have to do our best and just leave it. And I don't regret, even if I'm rejected today, I don't take it personally. I'm not God. I may feel bad, it may hurt me, I may feel angry, but very quickly I say, अपना टाइम आएगा.
Any linkups you faced in your life back then?
Thank God there was no social media back in the day. तो हम लोग escape कर सकते थे और छुप छुप के बहुत सारी चीजें हम कर सकते थे. Because as a child, as a young person, there's so much you do. You carry your heart on your sleeve. हर किसी से प्यार हो जाता है, नहीं होता है, टूट जाता है. All that shit happens, and that's the thing that happens at that time and that age. And nothing serious, and I don't carry pain, I don't carry hurt, I only carry lessons. वहाँ से मैंने सोचा था कि इंडस्ट्री में शादी नहीं करनी.
Oh.
Because I've went through a certain kind of situations which is not worth talking today. It's so old, but the biggest lesson I learned is that I'm a very possessive person, I'm a very jealous person, and I cannot be married to an actor because I also understand, because of the profession, we are always living a dream. We are falling in love for the screen, and we are shooting in places with that actor, who is supposed to be your girlfriend on screen, boyfriend on screen. Ek attachment, it's just an attachment that happens, and it's no one to blame. And let's not call it an affair, extramarital affair. It's just human connection. पर वो human connection मैं नहीं बर्दाश्त कर सकती. So after having few experiences, I decided I will get married to someone far away from this industry. Not that it doesn't happen outside the industry, but it's just that it won't happen on a day-to-day basis. I mean, कहीं भी relationship can break, कहीं भी किसी को किसी दूसरे के साथ attraction या attachment हो सकता है. All that is a human quality. पर हमारे film industry में जैसे opportunities platter में दी जाती है on a daily basis, and वो as a wife I don't think I can handle it. So I decided very early, I'm not marrying the person in the industry boss. मैं बाहर जाऊंगी और ऐसे बाहर जाऊंगी कि मेरे को देखना ही नहीं है यहाँ इस तरफ. That's how I exited into anonymity, into my own little world, me, my husband and my children. I wanted that.
So was taking a sabbatical from work after your marriage, was it a wise decision?
For me, it is. It was and it is. Because I don't do anything half-heartedly. I don't know the meaning of quality time as a parent. क्वालिटी टाइम वो होता है कि मैं सारा दिन काम करूं, लेकिन 1 घंटा जो मैं अपने बच्चे के साथ हूं, मैं एकदम पूरी तरह से उसके साथ हूं. दैट्स क्वालिटी टाइम. आई डिडंट वांट क्वालिटी टाइम, आई वांटेड क्वांटिटी टाइम विथ माय चिल्ड्रन. कि वो लोग अपने दोस्तों के साथ दूसरे रूम में खेल रहे हैं, मैं अंदर बैठ के टीवी देख रही हूँ, लेकिन मैं उनके पास हूँ. अगर वो मुझे याद करें, मैं हूँ. सो आई एम वेरी प्राउड And without regret, I would like to say I have watched my children's first step, first food, first crush, first flop, exam may fail, all their concerts. I've attended all their teachers' meeting. I've picked them up from bus stop every single day. I have been there. So today my children cannot turn around and say, Mama, you were not there when I was growing up. And that is my greatest achievement as a parent.
Will you allow your daughters to be in the industry, or they are pursuing something else?
No, I love this industry. If my daughters want to come in this industry, I will help them. पूरा nepotism, I'll pull the whole nepotism card. मैं जिन जिन को जानती हूँ मैं उनके घर पहुँच जाऊँगी कि look and help my daughter. Why not? This industry has given me all the love and help in my life. And if my child is born to me, and if I know one or two people, why won't I call that person and say, I mean, in the end, it's destiny. My life is a destiny. Every turn has been a destiny. And I do believe if it is in your destiny, but it is also my daughter's destiny that she's my daughter. Yeah. And I am from the industry. So that's also her destiny. So I will completely support.
So how will you sum up this journey from Phool Aur Kaante to Shakuntalam and so on?
It's just an experience. Life is a journey and an experience. And second time around, it's been a different kind of an experience. First time around, every movie that I did was a hit. From Phool Aur Kaante, Aragan, Vanemele, Yodha, Nilgiri, Vottayal Patalam. These were all my firsts. So I started working in 1991 till about 94 in all the states. Whatever I did, every movie was a super duper hit. So the minute I came into the industry, I became known. Second time around, I've already been in the industry for over 10 years now. Love You, Mr. Kalakar, I don't know, it's a small cameo which I played in 2012. And 2014 or 15, I played a film called Ranaut, which was a big blockbuster in Kannada. And then Goldie Bell gave me a great opportunity in Star Plus to do Arambh, which was 1 or 2 years before COVID, which has already been 7-8 years now. And so I have been constantly working in the last 7, 8, 9 years, but nothing has hit the bullseye still. But each experience, whether it is Arambh, you will love my performance in it. People have appreciated me. In Ranna, people have appreciated me, and so on and so forth. People have liked me, gave me an opportunity to unlearn and relearn and shine myself. Many life lessons came to me, which makes me proud as a human being. The things that have changed about me in the second run, but that super success that you talk about is coming in bit. Today, everybody knows I'm working. Movies, Talevi has released, Shakuntalam is released. In Z5 2 years ago, Nail Polish had released. And so everywhere my name comes, people are looking at me. Success is one step over one step. It's not been a splash, but I'm savoring every step, enjoying every step. So the journey is very, very different, and both have only enhanced me and made me richer. With a big huge hit like Phool Aur Kaante, I landed, and with small steps like Nail Polish, Talaivi, Shakuntalam, Fireflies, Parth or Jugnu, Kartam Bhuktam, which is on release, and more films that I've signed up and it's going to release as we go along, it's just, the journey is just, I'm just grateful.
We have some wonderful questions for you, Madhu, and I'm sure you are going to like them. My first question is, it is a rapid fire and you have to be quick. Bollywood actor you wish to act with?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yes. Your favorite song?
My favorite song, I don't know, oh my God. Right now, can I just tell you what is right now playing in my mind? Na 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 na. It's just a song that's playing on my thing. But every season I have a new song that sticks to me. But the song, again, when you ask me very dearly, you know that song, I think it's from Cocktail, मैं हूँ ही नहीं इस दुनिया की. How does that go?
Something like that.
न न न न न सका तुम्ही,
हाँ.
मैं हुई नहीं इस
इस दुनिया की
दुनिया. That
याद.
line
Yeah.
resonates with me because I really feel I'm a free-spirited person and I have no roots, but I live a life fully rooted in मतलब एक स्ट्रक्चर है मेरे लाइफ के अंदर, एक स्ट्रक्चर है विच इज़ प्रॉबली माई ब्लेसिंग, बट एज अ पर्सन, एज अ सोल, आई सी माई सेल्फ एज मैं उड़ जाऊं, पंछी बनूं उड़ती फिरूं मस्त गगन में, आज मैं आजाद हूं दुनिया के चमन में. दैट्स मी.
Yeah. One song that you will sing whenever you are asked to.
हाँ तू है वही दिल ने जिसे अपना कहा, तू है जहाँ मैं हूँ वहाँ, अब तो ये जीना तेरे बिन है सजा.
Wonderful. One Bollywood character from a classic film you would like to reprise.
UK.
Oh, Hema Malini. Yeah.
Eva has 2 performances from Sholay. And you know that as a little girl, you know what impressed, or I'm thinking how old was I, 8, 9, 10, पता नहीं. नीचे आजा बेटी, ऊपर आजा मोटी.
Sita और Geeta. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do a Sita or Geeta. I would love to do a Chalbaz.
Wow. Do you mimic?
Hmm?
Do you mimic Hema ji?
No, I don't mimic. I'm not a mimic, but I, what is the word? Emulate.
Okay.
You know, there are many people, many actors I emulate. So I'm not a mimic artist. Copy अच्छा word नहीं है. मैं copy नहीं करती हूँ.
Yeah.
It's not a good word, but
It comes to you very
But I emulate. I emulate Amit ji. I emulate, you know, Mammootty ji's performance because he's absolutely so subtle कि पता ही नहीं चल रहा कि वो कुछ कर भी रहे हैं.
Okay, coming back to rapid fire. Your favorite dialogue?
अगर हैप्पी एंडिंग नहीं है तो पिक्चर अभी बाकी है दोस्त.
If you were not an actor.
Spiritual what you call seeker. मैं सब जगह सब गुरु के पास जाके उनका जो टेक्निक है I would like to learn, and what I learn I would like to teach.
Right.
In that field.
If you get invisible for a day, how would be that? How would that day look like?
I would go to all the most the so-called successful people's homes, famous people's homes, rich people's homes, and I will like to see कि वो actually कितने खुश हैं. Because sometimes आजकल Instagram life में, I mean Instagram social media पे हम देखते हैं people are posting from grand holidays, grand clothes, grand events, grand, so everybody is projecting their wealth and private jet life, और जो बाकी जो life लोग जो जी रहे हैं वो depression में चले जा रहे हैं. Young people are getting depressed because they think their life is not good. Everybody is getting depressed because they think their life is not good. And I want to know what is it that we are comparing ourselves to. We are comparing ourselves to the richest, famousest, whatever, bestest, goodest. I want to go invisible, see कि उनके लाइफ में भी हमारे जैसे ही नॉर्मल पेन है, नॉर्मल एंजाइटी है, हेल्थ इश्यूज है, लव प्रॉब्लम्स है, वो सब है. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू शो दैट ऑन सोशल मीडिया टू द वर्ल्ड कि जिनको आप एडमायर करके अपनी लाइफ को नीचे करते हो, देखो वो भी रो रहे हैं, फरारी में बैठ के रो रहे हैं लेकिन रो रहे हैं. सो आई वुड लाइक टू शो दैट इनविजिबल एंड यू नो जस्ट सी दैट ऑल ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर द सेम. I want to see that and show that.
दिल है छोटा सा और which that song? मैंने प्यार तुम्ही से किया है. Which song you would select?
I love both.
You love both.
I love both. क्योंकि मैंने प्यार तुम्ही से किया है is my first song which became famous, which became popular, which is a love song and I love it. And Dil Hai Chhota Sa is a song which is an evergreen song, and even in today's school, in KG class, little children who know nothing about Roja, they born 30 years after Roja, but they are still singing that song. It keeps me alive even today. So both my songs are my favorite.
Say one word or sentence for the actors. Okay, Ajay Devgn.
intense,
Arvind Swamy,
nonchalant,
Mammootty,
um, Mammootty, Gambhiram,
Mohanlal,
playful.
Sonali Bendre,
My dear friend. She is my dear friend in Hindi industry.
Deepika Padukone,
My dream.
Tabu.
Taboo. Great actress.
Madhoo.
Student of life, always.
Thank you so much, Madhu ma'am. It was lovely talking to you. It was lovely. Thank you so much.